Hello, friends. Today's lesson is Lesson 8, Air Pollution, from our CKLA Domain 11 book, Taking Care of the Earth. We've listened to lots of lessons about our Earth. In our last lesson, we learned about pollution. Think in your heads really quick, what are the different types of pollution we talked about? If you thought land, water, and air pollution, you are absolutely correct. Tell me really quickly an example of at least one of those types of pollution. Those are fantastic ideas. In today's Read Aloud, we're going to focus on the harmful effects of air pollution. I want you to listen carefully and find out ways that we can help reduce air pollution. Good old Earth here again. I had an artist friend of mine make this drawing. Why do you think I'm coughing? What is the person who draws the picture for a story called? Absolutely, an illustrator. Of course, I don't really need to breathe, not like you people and animals do, and I actually don't cough either. Sometimes, though, I do wish that I could cough just to get rid of some of the air pollution that is collected in the skies. Air pollution is a very serious problem, and it's something that affects the whole planet. Fortunately, it's a problem that can be solved. However, it's not going to be solved unless people pitch in and do their part to keep the air clean, and even you can help. What part of the body is this? That's correct, the lungs. Air pollution can cause health problems for people. You have lungs inside your chest. This illustration shows you what lungs look like. Each time you inhale or breathe in, your lungs fill up with air like balloons. When you breathe out or exhale, the air leaves your lungs. Let's put our hands on our chest and do that together. We're going to inhale and now exhale. Did you feel your lungs expand and then deflate? If there is pollution in the air you breathe, then each time you inhale, the pollution enters your lungs. Over time, this can cause health problems. The more polluted the air, the more pollution you breathe in. And the fact is that dirty, polluted air is bad for people's lungs and can make them sick. Here's a picture of a big American city. Let's take a close look at it. If you look at the background where the large buildings are, you can see that the air looks kind of foggy and clouded. Look even closer beyond the city, and you can see a thin, brownish strip of air just below the light blue sky. That's air pollution or smog, which floats over the top parts of cities. Air pollution creates global problems. That means that smog and other forms of air pollution can cause problems all over the earth, or, as some people call me, the globe. In other words, the places that create a lot of air pollution, such as big cities with lots of cars and factories, are not the only places that are harmed or hurt by air pollution. Air pollution is carried by the wind to other places. It also floats up high into the atmosphere, higher than the highest airplanes. But it doesn't float off in space. Instead, it collects up in the sky. Luckily, there are a lot of things that you can do in your home, school, or town to help solve the problem of air pollution. And here comes another big R, the word responsibility. That's right. If people want to make sure that the air is clean, then it's their responsibility to learn how they can help. One of the most amazing things about people is that you have figured out how to make and use electricity. You use it for so many things, including light bulbs, which you turn off and on with light switches, televisions, refrigerators, air conditioners, computers, and so much more are also plugged in to electrical outlets. You might have heard that too much television is bad for your brain, but I bet you didn't know that it's also bad for the air too. Why? Because when you watch TV, you use electricity, and using electricity can add to air pollution, even though you can't see it going through the air. What do you see in this picture? First of all, it's a really long train. But what is the train carrying? It's carrying one of the most important natural resources in the world, coal. Do you remember we learned about mining coal when we read about blacksmiths? Coal is a type of rock that people dig up out of the earth. In some places, people burn coal to produce or make energy. Energy from burning coal can be used to make electricity. This is a picture of a coal-fired power plant. A coal-fired power plant is a factory that uses coal to make electricity. But coal-fired power plants can generate large amounts of air pollution. Do you see the electrical lines running out of the plant in the lower corner of this picture? Every time someone turns on a light, a computer, or any other electrical appliance or household machine, there's a chance that electricity is coming from a power plant like this one, and as a result, a little more pollution is added to the air. But when you turn the lights off, you do not add any more pollution. It's a simple thing everyone can do to help reduce air pollution. So when you leave the room for a while, what should you do on your way out? Absolutely, turn off the lights. Do you know what this is? This is the tailpipe of a car, and it is another big cause of air pollution. Every time someone starts a car, that car lets out air pollution through the engine through the tailpipe. The pollution that comes out of the tailpipe is called exhaust. So what exactly is car exhaust and how does it pollute the air? What is this person doing? You're right, pumping gas into the car at the gas station. Gasoline is extremely useful. People use it in their cars, trucks, buses, boats, airplanes, lawnmowers. Every day, people around the world use millions and millions of gallons of gasoline. A car's engine burns gasoline, which gives it power. When a driver steps on the gas, they press down on the gas pedal, which is on the floor of the car. That sends more gasoline to the car engine and makes the car go. But when gasoline burns like coal, it creates air pollution. With millions of cars driving around letting out exhaust, the pollution really starts to add up. The more cars and the bigger those cars are, the more air pollution they create. That's why it's always a good idea to walk, ride your bike, or take the bus when you can. All this helps to reduce the amount of air pollution. At the beginning of this lesson, we talked about what we wanted to know about air pollution. I'm curious, why is it important to know about air pollution? You're right. It is important because air pollution is a global problem that can make people sick. Our word work for today is global. In the read aloud, we heard that air pollution creates global problems. Global means all over the earth or around the world. If the examples I say are going to be a global problem, you'll say, that is global. If not, you'll say, that is not global. Remember, global means all over the earth, all around the world. A cat got stuck in a tree in my neighborhood. Right on, that is not global. The wind carries smog and air pollution all over the world. Fantastic, that is global. My family goes to the market down the street to buy groceries. That is not global. People use electricity in every part of the world. That is global. All of the people on Earth need clean air to breathe. That is global. Well, I hope you learned a lot about air pollution, and I can't wait to tell our next lesson.